The Pogues are back for one final ride, but this time, they're not chasing treasure just to get rich. After JJ's devastating death, the final season of Outer Banks turns into a deeply personal mission driven by grief, revenge, and one last desperate hope. And with the final trailer now revealing more about Groff, the Blue Crown, and the Pogues' most dangerous journey yet, the stakes have never been higher. So today, we're breaking down the biggest reveals from the Outer Banks Season 5 final trailer and what they could mean for the show's emotional final chapter. The biggest change in the final trailer is that Outer Banks Season 5 is no longer really about treasure. The Pogues have spent years chasing gold, solving mysteries, and surviving impossible situations. But after JJ's death, everything becomes personal. The group is shattered, and especially for Kiara, the mission is no longer about adventure. It's about making Groff pay. That shift gives the final season a much darker emotional foundation, because the Pogues aren't simply trying to win anymore, they're trying to survive their grief while hunting down the man they blame for taking JJ away from them. At the center of that revenge mission is Chandler Groff, who has escaped with the legendary Blue Crown. The final trailer makes it clear that Groff remains the main target, forcing John B., Sarah, Pope, Kiara, and Cleo to chase him far beyond the Outer Banks. What started as a local treasure hunt has now become an international pursuit, with the Pogues once again throwing themselves into situations where one wrong decision could get them killed. But this time, there's something different about them. They've lost one of their own, and that loss changes how they approach the fight. The trailer also emphasizes just how extreme the action is going to become. We see motorcycles being pushed to the limit, dangerous confrontations, violent ocean storms, and massive explosions involving boats. But these aren't just spectacle for the sake of spectacle. The action reflects how unstable the Pogues' world has become. They're running out of options, their enemies are becoming more dangerous, and every step toward Groff seems to push them closer to another disaster. The final season appears determined to give the Pogues their biggest adventure yet, while still keeping the emotional consequences of everything they've experienced at the center. Then there's the Blue Crown, which could become the most important mystery of the entire final season. The crown has been surrounded by legends, and the trailer keeps that mystery alive rather than giving us a simple explanation. The most interesting possibility is the belief that the crown can somehow bring the dead back. If that legend is actually connected to JJ, it explains why the Pogues would be willing to risk absolutely everything to obtain it. But there's an important question here. Is the crown really capable of resurrection? Or is grief causing the characters to believe in something that may not be possible? The final season could use that mystery to explore whether the Pogues are fighting for revenge or desperately searching for a way to undo their loss. And that's what makes the final chapter so important for the entire group. John B., Sarah, Pope, Kiara, and Cleo are approaching their breaking point. They've survived treasure hunters, criminals, betrayals, storms, imprisonment, and countless near-death experiences. But surviving the loss of JJ may be their hardest challenge yet. John B. and Sarah are also facing a completely different future, while Pope and Cleo must decide how much they're willing to sacrifice for the group. Meanwhile, Kiara's determination to avenge JJ could push her further than she's ever gone before. Ultimately, the final trailer suggests that Season 5 is about the Pogues confronting the consequences of everything they've been through. The treasure may still matter, Groff may still be the enemy, and the Blue Crown may hold one final secret. But the real story is about whether this group can make it through their final adventure without losing themselves along the way. After everything they've survived together, the final question isn't simply whether they can find the crown. It's whether they can finally find peace. Do you think the Blue Crown can really bring JJ back? Is Kiara's revenge mission going to put the entire group in danger? And do you think Outer Banks Season 5 will give the Pogues the ending they deserve? Outer Banks. Season 5 is shaping up to be much more than another treasure hunt. It's the final chapter of a story built around friendship, loyalty, danger, and the people you refuse to leave behind. And with JJ's death driving the Pogues toward one final confrontation with Groff, the ending could be the most emotional chapter yet. The final ride begins August 20th, 2026, and this time, there may be no way back.